Hey there. I tried to design a course on Discord, but it was super laggy. Things just were not working out. So I'm gonna go ahead and upload this course to YouTube, and hopefully my Discord server buddies can take a look at this and check out how I view song structure along with like drum grooves. So just a little uh, education on drum grooves. So you basically can break down your drum groove any way that you want. Um, For me, I think about having a main groove that's a little bit more steady, maybe for a verse, something that has a little bit of a build to it, maybe for a chorus. I think about also fills and transitions as well as introductions. So it's really good to have 4 to 5 drum loops to start with that are just sort of variations built upon one another. So I'm going to show you how I build those out in Ableton, but you can use any DAW. This should be applicable to really any DAW. So I like using books for my drum grooves. I have 200 drum machine patterns, which is a really, really great book. It doesn't give you a whole lot of variance, but it'll give you like a measure A, a measure B, and then a break. And the break is basically like a fill or a rise, perhaps. You can think of these things in different ways. So the book that I will be using today is Electronic Dance Music Grooves by Josh Bess. But you can find grooves everywhere on the internet, or you can make your own groove. If you listen to a song that you really like and you want to sort of copy the groove, make it your own, you'll never be able to copy a, a drum line, a groove like perfectly. So even if you try to copy something, it'll still turn out as something that's yours by the time you modify the drums and you sort of modify that rhythm, make it your own, put different velocities and accents in there. So yeah, there's a lot of ways to go about starting, but I'm gonna go ahead and start with a drum and bass groove. So here, just to show you what I got going on here. This is broken into a 1/16th grid, and each instrument is listed vertically. So each row is a different instrument, and those are all 1/16th notes with different velocities. I actually like to just sort of keep whatever velocity I have in here, but yeah, you can feel free to adhere more to like what the publisher of the groove has to say about it. I like to really change things up from the get-go as much as I can. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy these. So for this one, I have a kick, I have a snare, I have a hi-hat closed, and then I have a shaker. So if all of these are not in my drum kit, let me take a look at my drum kit here. It looks like there's not a great shaker. So I might use a cymbal or, something else that has that high sound that will sort of fill in for a shaker. But if you wanted to choose your drum rack to exactly align with what your groove says, you can do that as well. I just like being, a little bit more experimental with things. So I am gonna go for it, even though there's no shaker on this drum pad. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the kick. This is in 1/16, so if you have any type of DAW with a looper in it, there will be some sort of right click onto the looper where you can change the grid. So as you can see here, we have 1/8. Right now I'm in 1/16, which is perfect. That's actually where I want to be on this groove here. It's 1/16 at 175 BPM. So I'm going to change my BPM to 175. If it feels good to change it, I will. If I like it how it is, I'll just sort of keep it how it is. So I'm going to go ahead and start with a kick. And this is diagrammed really nicely to fit into your grid. So you can point and click. If you wanted to point and click, you would just go down to your kick. And then you would just start filling in the grid, double clicking into each pattern. I have a push to, which breaks up the grid for me a little bit. But this grid right here, so this is my 1/16 grid. And then we have 4 beats per each measure. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 measures that you can work with. Or you can do that all here as well. And you can modify the length of the loop as well by, like, if I wanted to put it out to 4 instead of 3, then I would just sort of drag this end marker. So I'm gonna do this on my push to, and yeah, you can work along with me if you would like. So there is the kick. It goes one here. And this sort of fluctuates from the upbeat to the downbeat, and then mixes in some syncopation as well, which is super fun. Okay, let's see how this is sounding so far with just the kick. Okay. Oh, I put it out a little bit too long, so I'm shorten that out to. Okay. So that looks good. I'm just going to double check and make sure that I have this correct. It sounded a little bit wonky, but it's like drum and bass and okay, yeah, that is correct. It has all these velocities at about 100. We are at, yeah, about 100 here. Okay. It does have this second velocity at 80 right here to create a little bit of a swing. So I'm going to put that at 80. Oh, 79 is close enough to 80. All right. So now I'm going to go with a snare. So we got a rim. We have a bunch of snares and toms and hi-hats here. So I think this is a good snare. We will go ahead and program this in. And it just hits blank on the upbeat, blank, upbeat, blank, upbeat, blank, upbeat. So you can tell this is like, now it has some syncopation, it has an upbeat, some downbeat. All right. So you can sort of see how this looks. Okay. All right, so we have that first snare. I'm going to put a second snare in there. And I'm looking at the map here. And this map is helpful because this is a example of where the map is on the drum pad. So here's my drum pad, and on the DAW, here's the drum pad as well. Everything's gridded exactly the same to make it really easy to sort of transfer between point and click and the drum pad. So I also have a snare here. So this one is blank, blank, and then the third note, blank, 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 and then second note. Okay. I like it. I like it so far. All right, so we're gonna do a hi-hat closed. Do we have hi-hat closed? That's a hi-hat closed. So this one right here. It's gonna go right here on the third beat there. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, here, I'll show you what I'm doing here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Or 1, 3. And then 3. Okay. So just kind of looking at every 4-beat measure. This is great. Yeah, I like it a lot. So hi-hat closed, that looks good. And then there's this shaker. So there's no shaker here, but I'm gonna try and find something that's like, I like this actually, as far as something that would like be close to a shaker. I also like this Latin ting. I think I'm actually going to do this and see how it pans out. So, okay, do that on 3. 3. And just so you can see on the grid as well how I'm doing this. So this is 3, 3, 1, 3, 3, 3, 1, 3. Okay. Okay. Awesome. So this is the first completed groove, which I will go ahead and modify a couple of times here. So here is a blank one, and this book has different variations of the same thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and program a few more and see how I feel about them. So I will show you that. And where you would point and click to program these drum machines will be right in this area right here in the DAW. So if you're pointing and clicking, you're just double clicking here, but I'm using my drum machine, which makes it a little bit easier and quicker. So again, I'm just gonna start with that kick. And this is, yeah, it's just kind of a new groove here. So this is 1, empty, 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 1, empty, empty, empty. Okay, let me just make sure. 1, empty, 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 empty. One, two, three. Oh, it's actually 1 here. And then 1, 2, 3. Okay. So you can see that right down here where it is programmed. I'm just going to put this at 3 so that we have some, yeah, there we go. So this is properly measured out. All right, and now I'm going to do my snare 1, which I have none of. We can do a snare 3. So let me see what that's going to look like. I don't know if I want to do this. I kind of like this better, and I can always like EQ this later when I'm trying to pick these snares. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and pick this snare. I just like how it has a little bit more pop to it. So, a blank, 1, 3, 3, blank, 1, 3, 1, 3. Oh, that sounds good. I like that. I like sort of checking in throughout the beat just to like see how things are going. If I don't like something, I'll just like change it. So so that's really good. We have the hi-hat closed here. That is open. There it is closed. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm just looking at my book here to try and keep that all figured out. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 3. Okay. Yeah, that sounds tight. I like that. Okay. So now it is looking for a shaker, which I still don't have, but I do like this tambourine right here. Okay. And that is a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 1, 2, 3. So this is it. Okay, so now we have 2 loops. All right, I'm going to program another. So you want about 4 to 5 of these. I'm going to go ahead with 4. I feel like 4 is the magic number. 4 chords, 4 pieces. 4 is like just a good way or a good rule of thumb to keep your tracks as uncomplicated as possible. So rather than choosing more, just choose 4. That's what I say. All right, so I'm going to do another one here based on this book once again, and I'll show you what these last 2 have looked like. So if you want to get a screenshot of these at all, you can. But all you really need to know is that you're reading from the book. You're putting it into the correct grid and BPM. And yeah, you're just going from there. And what makes this different or unique from whatever book you pick up or whatever groove you find, whatever groove you make up. Well, if you make it up, it's totally original, but what makes it original if you do find it in a book or you do find it in a different song or online or whatever, you just like Google house grooves, drum machine, and you'll find a bunch of cool stuff. But it's just going to be your sensibility, you know, so you want to make sure to take out stuff, put in stuff, do different EQs, different velocities, just try out different stuff. So, but for now, I'm just sticking to what is in the book, and then I will modify a little bit later. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and program that 3rd groove. All right. So I'm gonna actually first extend this out to 3 measures. So we have the right amount here. Okay. Starting with that kick drum. 1, blink, 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 3, blink, 1, oop, 1. Okay, so that's all that there is for the kick drum on this one. As you can see there. And I'll just fold that so you can only see what I have on the screen. All right, I will go with another snare. Let's see what we have. Snare. I'm going to do that one. Okay. So blank, 1, 3, 3, blank, 1, 3, 2, 3, and then 1, 3. Let's see how this is sounding so far. I'm not sure that I like that, honestly. But it could be like a good transition. So we will see. All right. And then we do a hi-hat closed. And that is 3, 3, 3. All 4 of those, 3, 3, 3, 1, and 3. And then we have the shaker, which we're not really going to use. We're going to use this guy instead. All right, so shaker 3, 3, 1, 3, 3, 3, 1, and 3. All right. So this is it for the third one, which this sounds okay. I already have some ideas of what each thing could be. As far as the parts of the song, but I'm just going to get that last fourth one in there. And then, yeah, we'll start to switch things around. So, all right. Putting the fourth one in here. So we have a kick. Oop. I'm going to set the loop. 2, 3. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. Okay. All right. Kick first. So it's just 1 blank, blank, blank. 1. Oh. So it's 1 blank, 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 blank. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Blank. 1 and 4. Interesting. All right, and then a snare. It's going to be blank. 1. Oh, there we go. So you can see that a little bit better. 1, and then it's 3. 3. Blank. 1, 3. 2, 3. And 1, 3. And then we have hi-hat closed, which is that's hi-hat closed. Damn it. It says that it's open, but that's a lie. Okay. Oopsie boopsie. The best step. Yeah, where's snare? Okay. And really what I wanted to do was be programming snare. So let's do that. Blank 1. Yep. There you go. Blank 1. 3. 3. Blank 1, 3. 2, 3. And 1, 3. Okay. Now we have hi-hat closed. Yeah, it's silly that this says that it's open. It doesn't sound very open to me, but the nice thing is that you can always change things out if you don't like it. I like where this is going personally. Three. Um, okay. All right. All right. All right. I see you. All right. So now the shaker. That's not really a shaker. Okay. Right there. Oop. Go back to session view. Oopsie doopsies. All right. So we have 3. And you should be seeing here how these are all showing up in the looper. So you can just point and click. I understand not everyone has a drum machine, so, and honestly, it's really nice to not work with one. It's just I'm more used to working with one, so that is what I'm doing right now. But just for efficiency's sake. Yeah, okay. Well, we've gotten our 4 pieces down, which is great. That's basically what we want to start with. So now we want to listen to these to decide what part of the song they might be. Cool. That would be a good intro. I'm going to put this as a transition. This is so simple. I'm just going to put this as like a verse. I sing along with most of my songs, so I think about things in terms of like verse, chorus, things like that. I think this could be like a build. And then maybe this is like the chorus right here. Okay, so I'm gonna name it chorus. Okay. So now the tricky part is deciding when and how to put the song together. And I usually like to have more elements before I actually put the song together. So putting the song together for me consists of dragging this over from session view to arrangement view and trying to make it about 3 minutes long. And yeah, just sort of structuring things out. I would recommend a few things for you picking your instruments if you are a vocalist or if you have vocals in mind. A big thing you don't want to do is pick an instrument that's going to be right on the same EQ level as the vocals. So then they're just sort of like fighting for space, right? So for me, I know that I sing in a mid-range. I am an alto, and I sing in probably usually G, C, B, usually minor keys mostly. So when I'm looking for a bass, I'm looking for something that's going to go beneath my voice. So a lot of times I'll record my voice just so that I have some reference points of where to put each thing. So even if it isn't a fully constructed song, I'll just kind of like, yeah, put my spin on it. So I have some poetry that I could probably look at and think about for this particular song. I really want to maybe make something that's a little political, perhaps. Okay. So, since I don't really have a song structure laid out right now, I'm just going to sort of lay something out generically. I was thinking about looking at some poems that I have and thinking about whether they would fit into the song, but that is a whole entire process. So I don't know if you exactly would want to be around for that. It's a lot of me just like hemming and hawing. However, I think that I will put, actually, I'm not going to do a bass. I'm just going to do the drums. It's very compelling to try and do. But I think for now, I'm just going to try and put it together in a pretty raw format. But what I would do usually is, insert a MIDI track, delete this guy, and look for a good electric bass. So like, I love this bass side chain fuzz. This is actually one of my favorites. And you can do a looper with your melodies as well, especially if you're looking for a rhythmic melody. Loopers are a really great thing to think about. So what you would basically want to do is, okay, you're like, I have an intro here. This is great. So how do I take that intro and just like a little bit more in it. Now we'll go ahead and drag this into the session view and make a song. I didn't think that I was gonna do a bass, but it's hard to not do a bass and like actually show you what's happening. So yes. I'm gonna have that transition as an intro, and I think I'm gonna do like an intro to 5. And then oh, I'm gonna have bass come in. But I think I want, oh, I'm gonna also name these. So transition, transition, verse, and you can name these however you want. So if you want to name it drop or, you know, whatever. Chorus and build here. All right, so I'll put that, I'll have the verse starting a little bit earlier on the bass, just to give like an intro feel. And then we'll go into the verse. And you usually want this to be, you know, a good chunk. And with this bass, you can change this up. So you can have this transition be like sort of a fill for you as well. So like a fill is in the drums where they kind of, you know, do the toms and the cymbals and transition over to the next piece of the song, or notate that the singer is done with a verse or whatever. So depending on your song structure, you're going to want to put things in different places. But for our purposes, we're just going to sort of drag and drop and try and come up with like something that's varied. So something that's not like super repetitive. So yeah, we'll have some transition that we can fill that bass in with, as well as the drum. And you want to line those transitions up so that you're not, you don't have one thing that's sort of like sticking out. So that's transition, bass. Let's see here. And it's basically like, okay, so we have that, we broke it up. We can put the verse back in there, or maybe a few more bars. And then maybe have this, just copy and paste it, shorten it up a little bit. And then you can have like another transition if you want to here before you go into your chorus. So that'll give you like a little bit of leeway and a little bit of vibrational change, right? So I will drag this transition over because I don't know why it's not letting me copy and paste, but that's okay. And then we'll copy this over. And the reason that I'm copying the transition over into the verse is, yeah, I created a little break right there to just break things up. And then I'm creating a transition into the chorus right here. So this could be like maybe a build type situation, but anyways. Yep, so we just keep on dragging these over, and it really depends on how long, you know, you want each part to be. So you just want to get these to line up as well as you can. But you're also going to want to have instrumental leads into your next part that take off before the drums do. So to signal the transition, you don't want all parts of your song changing at the same time. It just sounds super abrupt. So rather than do that, you can just change one part and then change the other parts after that. So you'll have like your main groove going, change your bass or your guitar or whatever, and then change that main groove. So okay, I have a little chorus in there, and then I have a build, which could also be like a bridge, perhaps. And this is not very long at all. Oh my gosh, how long is it right now? It is. How long are you? Maybe I can't see yet because it's not like built in. I'll have this build here, and then I'll play it for you. And this is by no means a finished song, but I just wanted to show you sort of what you can do here. So I'll play on those. Yep. All right. Here, let's see how it goes. Transition. And then here's where you would enter a chorus. I would probably want the bass to come in before the chorus drums do. And the same thing with the build, have the build come over like a measure earlier. So, but yeah, that is pretty much the gist of it. And yeah, as you go through, either before you drop things in or after you drop things in, most likely before, you want to do any modifications to the drum kit. So the drum kit itself, I'm not so crazy about. What you want for your song. So how the lyrics are, what types of energy you're trying to put off and things like that. So yeah, that is, oops, that's about it. I hope, excuse me, I hope this has been helpful. And I'm so sorry for anyone who wanted to make it and couldn't get into Discord because Discord was just not working for me today. So I'm glad that I was able to record it and post it. Hopefully it's helpful. Please feel free to DM me if you have any questions at all about my approach. Yeah, you can Google drum machine grooves and you will find a ton of charts. And all you have to do is copy the chart by pointing and clicking or programming it into your drum machine. So easy, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I hope you're all doing good. Talk to you soon.